Hello. Cantor Abrams and her niece, Eve Sulman, are going to show you, come a little closer to me, are going to show you how to make special things out of aluminum foil and tape. So just plain old aluminum foil and masking tape. So those are the first two things you need to have, aluminum foil and masking tape. And we're going to show you, here's my end project. I'm making hearts. And Eve made an E. And I don't know if she's going to make something else. You're going to make something else now while I'm making one?
I don't know.
You're not sure yet? Okay. So the very first thing you need is a piece of foil. Why don't you make another one? No? Okay. First thing you need is a piece of foil. And you sort of roll it up into whatever kind of roll. I got to show you, I guess, right? I got to bring it up a little so you can see. You can roll it just like this. So I'm going to show you the heart and how to make the heart. And what I did is I want to make it nice and tight. So I'm twisting it so I can get it into a nice tight, whatever this is. What is this? What would you call this? Piece of foil. A nice tight piece of foil. We're going to call it that. Nice tight piece of foil. And then I could make it into whatever I want. Eve made it into an E. She took it and did that. And then took another piece of foil and added it to the middle. So that's how she got her E. I could make it into a snake. Some sort of weird snake. I could make it into a Q. All sorts of things. I'll show you what I made once before. I made her. She's my she's my goddess of creativity, if you can see her. And what I did was I started with something just like this. Just like this. And I kept adding things. I made arms over here, and then I made her legs, and I went on and on and on. So you can do all sorts of things. But so we're right now going to make a heart. So we take this first, and I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to attach it like this. Kind of go around just to attach it. And then up here, I'm going to make it into my heart. So there's my heart. I had already done one. So I have two now. Two different ones. This one's a little more lopsided, but I kind of like it. And this one is flatter. This one's a little tighter and rounder. So you can do it different ways. I don't know if you can see it. This one is a lot thinner, and this one's a lot thicker. And so you can do it different ways, but there's my heart. And the nice thing is, if I don't like it that way and I want it more like this, I want it more like a sideways heart, I can do whatever I want with it. Make sense? The next part that you do is you take your masking tape. And you need to have masking tape. Doesn't work with painter's tape, doesn't work with, well, it might work with duct tape, but I've never used duct tape. So we're going to use masking tape. Do you want to work on this one while I work on this one? Okay. So we're going to take some nice big piece of masking tape. There you go. And then we're going to take sections of the masking tape. So I kind of like take a big roll and hang it off the side. And we're going to start wrapping. And we want to wrap it tightly so it holds it nice and tight. Just like this. Do you see how I'm doing that? I'm wrapping it nice and tight. Another piece. Whoops. Doesn't matter if you just have little pieces of it, it's just fine. Just want to, the goal is to just wrap all of the aluminum foil like this. I've never made one of those videos before. It's kind of odd. And I'm just going to keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. And when you get to places like this middle thing, I can either decide to wrap separately, like side like that, or I can decide to wrap it together like that. So either way, this bottom piece, I'm going to actually twist it a little funnier. So I've got like a little, see, I made myself a little extra tail. And I'll make that one go up like that too, just for fun, just for fun. So I think this one I'm going to wrap separately. I'm not going to put those two parts together, so I just want to show you how I do it. And then we'll move to the next stage. So we put this on here, just like that. Keep going and keep going and keep going. And see, when I get to here, if I want, it makes it easier for me. I can just open it. See how I opened it? I don't have the heart anymore, but I opened it. Just keep wrapping it because it makes it easier. Just keep going. Now it looks like a big circle, right? Just a big circle. I'm going to take this tape right here. I'm going to keep wrapping and keep wrapping. And after I get more of it, then I can just take this, because it's foil, I can just take it and make it into my heart. I'll just bend it right into my heart. See? Back to my heart. And I've got one that's already done so far. So this one is completely done. Now if you notice here, I taped this part together because I wanted on that one to have it together. But on this one I kept it separate. So step 1, you make your foil rope. Step 2, you tape it till it's all done like this. And step 3, you need something called Mod Podge. Or you can take, hello, I want to see you again. Or you could take a cup of glue, and I think it's 1/3 of a cup of water, and make the same thing. Or just buy a box of Mod Podge. And I use one called Matte. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of different kinds. It's water-based. It comes right off your fingers. But it also means that you don't want to hang your project outside, because if it gets wet in the rain, it will fall off. So I'm going to start the Mod Podge part. You can take this. You can paint it. You could put stickers all over it. But I want to make it Mod Podge, so it turns out like Eve's and mine, that have all different colors on it, like this. So I'm going to grab some tissue. Hold on one sec. You can talk to the people.
Hi.
So we're going to make it, let's see, should I make this one green and what?
Blue.
Green and how about light blue?
Okay.
Green and light blue. I have a lot of different tissue paper. I like tissue paper. And I'm going to make this one, oops, sorry, my table's full of stuff. Green and light blue. So what you do if you're going to decoupage is I pour a little bit into an old yogurt cup. And I use these things like this. But you can use anything. Any kind of paintbrush works just fine. So I'm going to rip a piece of paper. That's it. I'm going to rip a little bit of this stuff. That's it. Make smaller things of it. And I'm going to take the Mod Podge. I pour, like I said, a little bit in a cup. And I'm going to put some of it, oops, we have a fan on and it's blowing things around. We're going to put a little bit of this on it, put a little glue just on a few little spots because I just want it to stick. Needs to stick. And then I kind of just wrap it around. It gets a little sticky. And don't worry if it rips, because you can, the great thing about Mod Podge, see like it ripped a little bit there? The great thing about Mod Podge, you just put a little more glue on it and then add another piece. That's all you have to do. And if you do a little bit more, and then I'm going to take a little bit of this light blue, which looks really light blue. It almost looks like it's white. And I'm going to rip off a little bit more of that. I like the ripped edges. I think they're really pretty. And all I'm doing is wrapping it on there. Just like that. I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going to add one blue and one green. A little bit on there. Did I rip off some more green that blew on the floor? Or, I don't know, I'm going to rip off some more green. And see, so I'm just putting it on there like this. And wrapping it around like this. And see, it's all sticking up. This doesn't matter at all, because I'll show you what we're going to have to do at the end. Just keep going, blue and green, a little bit green. You can do whatever colors you want. You could use napkins, colored napkins. I do that a lot. You could use, yeah. Hey, nicely done. See how she's all done with that heart? She got it all nice and filled with tape. You want to start painting? You want to paint it or you want to, which would you like to do? More decoupage. What do you think? She's trying to decide if she's going to paint it or decoupage. So, when you have it all done, oh yeah, that's cool paper. That's got stars all over it. That's really cool paper.
Can I cut out the stars and put them on?
Do you want to what?
Can I cut off the stars and put them on?
it might be easier. So you see how this one's got all stars on it, and Eve was talking about cutting out the stars. I think it will work better instead of just cutting them out if you just rip off a piece of it and then it'll show up on there. If you tried to cut them out, first of all, it'll be really hard, and second of all, I think they kind of look funny. Anyways, so this is what we want to end with. So when you have this, when you use decoupage, first of all, we use it to get things to stick. But then you have to cover every little part. And we do it carefully because things might rip. So be careful, and you might have to use your fingers to get things to stay. Let's see how that one's going to be ripping some.
I want to keep it like this.
Oh, you want to keep it just like that? Oh, well, we have a special one that's just tape. And so you wind up putting all of this stuff all over it. And don't worry if you think, oh my gosh, it's white. It's not green and blue anymore. It's all white. I'm going to put it all over it. When it's done, it dries clear. It just dries clear. So our steps in the process, we had our foil one that we added tape to. See? That we added tape to. And then we started decoupaging it. And then it comes out like this. Or like this. We started to think that maybe it'd be fun to put some beads on it too, but I think you have to wait till it dries. And then you could put some beads on. I thought I would try to do them on the outsides here. I have lots of beads. If you see, I have lots of beads up there. We could put all sorts of beads on it. And then I actually think we might hang them together, kind of like this. Wait, where's the other one? We might put them all together. You ready? All four of them. We just haven't figured that part out yet. But that's how you make. You use foil and tape and a little tissue paper and Mod Podge, and you can come up with this really cool project. Thanks for watching. I'd love to see what you make. Bye. Say bye, Eve.